So, hello and welcome to Live with Rex, episode 94. And trust me, this one will not end after 15 minutes. I actually waited a bit later to do it tonight just to make sure that the problems that occurred last night wouldn't happen again. And, well, here we are. So, it is a bit later at night, it's like past 7, but I kind of thought, you know what? There's a certain after a certain point in time during the night, my work will not bother phoning me to come in to cover someone because there'll be no point to it by then, time wise. So I've been waiting a little bit longer to do the live, but that was just to make sure that, hey, I don't get called in, it's all good. But welcome to the stream. I'm going to quickly bring up the live on the TV just to be sure the audio is working because people were complaining, so got to make sure. One of my favourite shots I've made. That way we can go into the channel and we'll have a little look. We'll check. Let's see, is it working? Yeah. I do have an Xbox One and the Xbox 360, but I am also a big PlayStation guy. One of my most nostalgic console or gaming things for me as a kid was actually the PSP. It's something I want to repurchase all these years later. So who knows, maybe there'll be some content on that. But welcome to tonight's stream. It'll be an organizational stream with this is more of a stream about engaging with the viewer. Talking to, because a lot of people seem to really like those ones, so that's kind of what will make this one as well. So I've noticed, see when I do the streams where I just respond to questions and stuff like that that you leave down below, or you guys ask to see something. See, nowadays that makes sense, but see, back in the day, the arguing did kind of have a sense to it. So see, back, I think this would be what, the 7th generation of gaming? No, the 8th. Whatever generation of gaming the Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii are. I don't like that those are now all considered retro. But there was nowadays game consoles seem to be created a little bit more equally. So like I'm pretty sure it's like granted I don't own anything from the current generation. There's never not been any games yet that I've maybe wanted to switch. I'm waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 before I buy. I probably will end up with a PS5 to be completely honest. But back in that generation of gaming, there was enough differences to the point where the arguing did make some sense. So, like for example, right, the PS3 came right out the box HD with HDMI. It came with built-in Blu-ray, and back then you didn't have to pay for PSN. That was free at that point. Xbox 360 didn't do that. Xbox tried to side off a thing called HD DVD, which is an additional add-on you could get. HD DVD was not the one that caught on. Obviously, Blu-ray is the one that stuck around and is still around. Oh, nearly fell over there. Don't know how, but no, there was different. Each console had their own advantages, and not to mention exclusive. Keep in mind, right? This is when before people. A lot more people do PC gaming than probably back then. So back then, console exclusive games kind of did mean something. For example, if you bought an Xbox, you had Halo, and the two that I remember anyway, you had Halo, and you had Forza Motorsport with the two for 360, and the PlayStation. The only one I specifically that remember that having more was it Gran Turismo. Personally, console wise, I've got a PlayStation. PlayStation 2 is still my favorite console. I'm showing my age there. But again, the fact that the Xbox 360 turned 20 last year is nuts. But yeah, I'm just organising a couple of things. So, we're doing quite well in terms of channel growth, right? So back about 6 days ago, we reached 3,000 subscribers, going from 2,000 at the start of the year, right? Because this channel is 11 years old, and it took 8 years to get to 1,000, 9 years to get to, and by the 9-year point, we hit 2,000, and the channel kind of sat stagnant for a while because I wasn't really able to put the time into it. But since we started to put the time into it in late December of last year, I've been able to put the time into it again. I went from 2,000 to 3,000 within a couple months. But I reckon by the end of April, I could be looking at 4,000. So, in anticipation for hitting 3,000, I put up a vote saying, hey, look, what do you guys want me to build on live streams? Here's your 4 choices. Let me get a drink. One sec. But yeah. So it was around like December 27th or 28th, I started to stream on here. As much as I have been. That's a difficult question. There's a lot that we have picked up. But as I was saying, I said to you guys, hey, for 3,000, what do you want me to buy and build? Here's 4 choices. You guys picked, and I've got this in there currently sealed. I'm actually got a really cool short out of it. Anakin's Jedi Interceptor from 2012, the green one. But basically, I've had this idea, right? My favourite set in my collection seems to go between the 07 UCS Falcon and the 2011 Super Star Destroyer. But I've had a thought. So that vote for that only lasted around, what? 2 days. And I put that vote up as soon as I checked my analytics and it said, hey, look, you have reached 3,000 subscribers. Oh, that's you're back. You've not been here for a while. So I had a thought, right? Yes, I'm not going to do the live stream set votes too often, right? I'm only going to do them for like milestones, right? Obviously, it was kind of cool. Like, you guys picked. I'm surprised that was the set that won. I initially thought Boba Fett's Slave 1 from 2010 would have been the winner. But here's what I've decided. So the next vote will be for what we build for the 4,000 subscriber celebration stream, right? We're going to do that every time I hit 1,000, right? But a thought that I had was the way that the way things are going, the fact that within 6 days of hitting 3,000, I'm at 3,230 something, right? Here there. So 3,220 something. I thought, sorry, 30 something. That's like 230 odd subscribers in 6 days. So here's my line of thinking. Hey, Emperor of Destruction. My thinking was, see when I hit 3,500 subscribers, I will put a set vote, right? I posted this in the community tab earlier, but I thought we could talk about it here. And essentially, when it hits that number, 3,500, I'll put up a vote. But that vote will not end until I hit 4,000. Which means, that I think I can make it interesting. And, I'll put a cool set in. Granted, those options I put in I thought were pretty decent. So, I will be open to the idea of suggestions for that. I'm not completely against the idea of that. I'm going to put these figures back. I had these for a short I was doing. What do you mean? Are you that guy in the May the Brick Be With You chat? I'm not anything like that as far as I know. I don't really... My main... Somehow Gary Mundi has fallen. Yeah, that's brutal, man. I hope you're okay. Honestly, the only place I've ever communicated like Lego forums and that, I used to be really involved in the Lego Facebook page, but I got bored with it because the admins on that page were absolutely awful. Yeah, man, I hope you're doing all right. I mean, look, hey, we could be the right channel. I don't know that I'm in something like that, but then again, I have like I'm the kind of guy that will get invited to Discord servers or Lego forums and stuff like that by usually subscribers. And here's the thing, right? I will go into these forums, I will do what I'm doing, and I will only hang around for a couple of days, get bored. Because I'll admit, a lot of the people on these forums, it's the same stuff over and over. It's like, I can mention Lego knowledge and stuff like that, and I have to sit and explain it. It got really annoying. But that's great that you're back home and stuff like that. Like, I'm glad to hear that. That's good news. I'm looking around for that thing I used to dust sets. There's a couple of sets that are a bit dusty. Nah. God damn it, I have misplaced again. Well, I can't really say that I'm surprised with myself. But yeah. Essentially, when we hit 3,500 subscribers, I will put up another vote and just look. From getting 3,500, I could have a couple of days of that could go up to 4,000. You never know. But the way that this has been going, my least favorite set. My least favorite. You've really got me thinking now. If I had to pick my least favorite currently, it's this. This is that brand new battle pack that came out this year. I don't like the build, but for a project I'm doing, I had to get a hold of the minifigures for the Clone stuff, which, by the way, the stand is being reconstructed. It's just on pause while I get a hold of some parts, but yeah, it's hard to pick a least favorite set because I only really buy sets that I like. There's an occasional set here that I have maybe fallen out of favor with. The UCS sail bars because it's so hard to keep clean. That is a set that I wish I could display better. And one knock that I do have against that set is the way the feet on it are not well done. The sets that I have bought and then found that I did not like, that they did not live up to the hype that I thought it would have. To be fair, that has rarely ever happened. And there's some things I do sell, just eventually I end up selling. Like, see, until about maybe a month ago, I had a whole bunch of the Lego Ninjago original lineup sets from 2011. Sold them. What did I spend them on? Well, some of that money went towards funding what's in this cabinet. And we made a post on here, right? Last night, talking about my sealed set collection. All people now seem to think that I collect sealed sets. Look, most of the sets on here, I would never buy sealed. I would never buy that, or that sealed. Like, the money on that, ridiculous. The most expensive thing that I ever bought sealed was a Super Star Destroyer. I paid like $850 to have a sealed one of those, right? The reason I went for a sealed one was because all the used condition ones were so crap that when I was looking at them, I thought, do you know what? It would make more sense to go sealed. That way I know I'm getting, because, like the sticker plaque was missing or something was up with the minifigures or just, there was something wrong with every single one that I found. That's not the first time that happened. The UCS B-Wing from 2012, same story. Could not find a good one in used condition. There is some sets you'll never be able to find in good used condition that you are forced to buy sealed. At least that's been my experience. So I will be answering questions, chatting out with you guys. So I'm gonna start like sorting some of the stuff that I'm meaning to get sorted. But yeah, we'll just be chatting away, discussing things Lego. Might even do some gaming at some point in the stream. But I'm looking for this to be a decently long stream. Because if you were in last night's stream, you'll know that it had to end after 15 minutes because my boss called me. But with this being stream number 94, you have 5 more normal streams and then we'll build that set. I'm very excited to build that one. I've shown a lot of restraint by not pulling it out and opening it. Because it's one of those like Lego sets I have a lot of nostalgia for from back in the day. What the hell? That is disgusting. I'm sorry, if anyone, the comment's been removed. Only myself and the moderators can see it. That is vile. John, we're here to stream. You don't want to know. We're here to stream, right? And have a good time, enjoy ourselves. For some people, this is relaxation. For some people, it's a form of escapism. And you come here and say stuff like that. That is disgusting. So that person, KSO, right, felt brave enough to want to say what happened to him in a public live stream. That shouldn't be met with that. That's horrible. It's very, very wrong. The fact that you read that chat and didn't immediately, feel a little bit sorry for him or just choose to say nothing, the fact that you chose to say that is absolutely vile. KSO, if you want to ban this person permanently or do whatever you feel like, go ahead. That's on. You do whatever you feel you want to do on there. It's disgusting. Look, I understand, right, that you get trolls in these live streams. People come in and make comments about all sorts of things just to see if I'll ban them or rage at them. I understand trolling to a degree, but that's just sick. I mean, there's a limit. Essentially, someone just said something a bit hateful and disgusting to one of my moderators. No, he doesn't mean like that. He means as in I gave him permission to do whatever he wants in terms of the person that banned him. I said that to him. Yeah, so it's got normally my moderators check in with me before banning someone. I've given KSO full permission to ban, report, whatever they want to do. Oh, hey, how's it going? Because here's the thing, right? Yes, I am just someone who's here to live stream, share an interest and talk. But I have also had people on here, and I've done it through other social medias, Discord, all those, point out. No, completely agree. People come in here to enjoy. Some people I've had people leave all sorts of comments, right? We've been streaming since December. I've been on YouTube since June of 2015. I've been here a while, right? And I've had people come into these streams tell me, look, I put this on because I can't sleep at night. It relaxes. It's great. When I've had a co-worker tell me that this... No, I don't want to cut trees down. I've had people come in and, I've had a co-worker who watched this and he says, your voice, you've got a very, it's like a therapist sounding voice. I've got people who come in here and go, I put this on to fall asleep. I've got a difficulty sleeping at night. This helps. It relaxes me. I've had people like, and I relate to this one heavily, people who have maybe went to school during the day, had a crappy day, I can relate to that one, come in and put this on as, a form of relaxation because it helps them. It takes the mind off. It's a form of escapism. I can't stand people saying crap like that in my comments. What's been said now? That is utterly disgusting. It's continuing. Do you know what? I don't know. Do you know what, KSO? For you not reacting, I'm very proud of you for that. I am going to try and get... It's not letting me click their name, but... No, if you want to say that, that's fine. Granted, we're streaming... The way I see it, if I stream... I know younger people do watch these streams, but if I'm streaming after a certain time, it can be expected there might be a little bit of foul language. Oh, you know, I saw the message. I can see it, but I can't click his name to permanently ban him from making comments. I need to find... I am not a technical-minded person, but I need to find someone who knows how to ban accounts properly from making comments and stuff like that. I feel that would be very useful. I am very sorry, KSO, that that's what happened, because KSO's went through something that is disgusting. It's not great. That is a very life-changing experience. It can have life-altering changes. And he's decided, it's been a lot. I think KSO's been probably gone for the better part of three or 4 weeks from the live streams. Maybe I'm wrong. And, you know, it makes me angry, man. Like, respect for people would be ideal. I tell you what, right? This goes out to the decent people watching this. If you see these kind of comments, KSO, don't remove the comment immediately. Leave it up for a moment. See all of you who disagree with this behaviour. Well, let KSO leave the comment there for a moment. All of you go spam on that person's name and report them. Report them for essentially hate speech. Because I'm sure hate speech is the one that would get you banned properly. So, or whatever the most serious option is, just spam it. I'm not going to tolerate that in the slightest. Oh yes, go click on when this person, if someone comes back and does it again, KSO, don't ban them, just allow everyone to spam this person with complaints. I don't know if YouTube will do anything. I tell you one thing, see on TikTok, when I was streaming there, you'd get banned really quickly. In fact, TikTok's AI, or whatever it was that, you know, would go through the comments, would remove hateful comments, would refuse you to let you type stuff like that. I didn't mind streaming on TikTok, but after TikTok banned me because I put up posters, and by the way, the posters were Japanese Empire Strikes Back posters, I gave up streaming there. So, here's the deal in terms of how, how lit this one can be. What drink is it? So, this is something I've gotten into drinking lately because I'm someone who at work will compulsively drink Monster, and that's not an ideal thing to do. So this is kind of this and milk have been a substitute. So this is innocent pure fruit juice, apple and raspberry. It's like, honestly, I tell you one thing, right? Yes, this costs more than a can of Monster, like £2.50 for this. But see, when you drink it, you feel great. Like, I was drinking Monster so much, right, to the point where it is good. See, I like Monster a lot. It's the mango tango flavor, right? Because I'll be honest, I think a lot of energy drinks taste disgusting. And I was drinking it quite often. But the problem was, I drank it so much, I no longer got the energy kick out of it because I was night shift for a while straight. So you drink it. See, on the night shift, if you've ever worked one of those, see around 3, 4 in the morning, you start to feel drowsy and tired. You want to down the stuff. I built up like an immunity to it. So it got to the point where I was drinking just, you know when you drink like a can of cola because you like the taste of cola? I was drinking the Monster just because of how it tasted. And that was not a good thing. got all these red tickets everywhere. My work occasionally send me to other locations to count what's in their warehouses. And you'll write a number down wrong and you'll stuff it in the trousers. I was going through some and I found loads of them sitting around. I got this. I picked this up at a Comic-Con event maybe 4 years ago. This poster here. Pretty nice paint thing of Cad Bane there. I'm actually going to put that in my glass display case for safekeeping. But remember, guys, do you know what it is, right? There's two types of night shift, right? There's the ones that start off quick, suddenly it's time for break, suddenly... Everyone spam that user with complaints. Go. LUYSDDIG, or what the hell it is. Go spam that user with complaints. I'm doing it. Report them for suicide or self-injury because that's essentially what they're doing. Crap, the comments now only visible to me and them. Yeah, I'm Scottish. Also, as I was going to say, remember, guys, let's try and get to 4,000, right? We're not far off it. Because by the way, I want to appreciate everyone who did the vote that I put up. Because you guys have made this set happen. So, I've hit the aeroplanes. This is a CLP of 9494. And, well, Scottish people. Essentially, I kind of figured you were from how you were texting. Essentially, you guys picked this set as part of a vote. And the quicker we get to 3,500, the quicker we can have another vote going. If anyone, by the way, I'll put up a thing beforehand where you can suggest sets for a vote. That could be interesting. But there we go. I will not... Here's the thing. I have a dark sense of humor off camera, right? My sense of humor is outrageous. But there's a time and a place for a dark joke. And considering the circumstances, I won't be okay with that. How did I get Cloud City, right? How did I get Cloud City? So, essentially, I already had the Lando, the Vader, and the Stormtrooper. Vader and the Stormtrooper were not exclusive. They were in many other sets around that time. The Lando was exclusive, but I had the Lando from a lot a couple years back, right? And I was in work one day, right? And this eBay listing popped up. It was something a friend sent me. And it was this box, maybe about this size. Now, the box had been sitting in an attic for the last, 20 years, right? Yeah, that's true. You have to know your audience as well. And this listing is about... Now, it spent 20 years in an attic with no lid, so the box is just buried with dust. But the box is full of stormtroopers, battle droids... Basically, most Lego figures, all the common ones, 2000 to 2005, right? And I thought, do you know what? For 70, the clone troopers in there alone are worth it because it had stuff like a Kashyyyk clone and stuff in it, right? I will get out my laptop and do it during the stream once I'm done the story. And I buy the box, right? I go through the box. I'm cleaning all the stuff in the box, right? Hey, and I come across Boba Fett's helmet, and I thought, oh, cool, there might be an OG Boba here. I found the rest of the Boba Fett. I'm good, how are you? Inside that box was a Cloud City Boba Fett. And I wish that I had been live streaming or filming my reaction to finding that. I'm Edinburgh. But yeah, I find it, the Boba Fett, and I was like, this is amazing. Coolest thing ever. And, you know, I debated, hey, am I going to share it? Thank you. No, sorry, am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? What am I going to do with this Boba Fett? I get so excited over finding this. I thought, this is nuts, right? Cloud City Boba Fett. And, you know, 2 weeks pass, right? So we're now in the middle of December 2023. A friend of mine said, you know how you found that Boba Fett? I was on breaking on a night shift. And I'm like, yeah. And he went, well, check out this eBay listing, right? Cloud City for sale, £130. It is only the build, no instructions, no figures, nothing, just the parts for the build. Immediately hit buy it now. No questions asked. I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to buy the build. And then I thought to myself, there's only 3 things I do not have that go with this build. I don't have the layout or the look, right? The look's like a £350 minifigure, right? The layout's maybe under 100. The Han Solo, the Han Solo was in another set a couple of years before, so he was never exclusive. So this is in December 23. Fast forward to July 2024, I picked up the Princess Leia for $90 on eBay, right? I don't know when we're hitting 4K. That's all you guys, that's up to the viewers. July 2024, I picked up Princess Leia off eBay for $90, right? Got the Leia, and I was like, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, and then a month later, I got a bonus in work. They gave me a bonus, and I thought, do you know what? By the way, I would have done this regardless because I was already looking at one on eBay. But I just happened to find one that moment. I then picked up for $290. That is my most expensive set. Then for $290, right? And I got this. It's the only Lego figure for Cloud City I'd say I paid value for. The Luke Skywalker. Why would I go bald? What, the idea of hitting 10K could be cool. It would be funny, but I don't know. I don't know if 10K, that's not something I'll get back to the story in a moment, but 10K is an interesting concept to me. Because I thought I'd be stuck at 2,000 for a couple of years, but here we are, where the channel's growing like crazy. But, you know, this is the weird thing, right, that I was watching someone talk about. Most channels this age don't really go through a phase of growing like crazy. So, that's kind of cool. But anyway, so that was all in... I got the look in August 2024, right? And then I left it for a while. See, the Han Solo in the set was never a figure I was desperate to get. I do like the Han Solo, but he's not accurate. Now, I don't mean because it's a yellow skin tone minifigure. I'll show you what I mean. So you join me over here at Cloud City. That is the Han Solo that you're meant to have, right? It kind of does, but because I started posting shorts and live streaming, essentially I didn't have the time to make full-length videos. I was that busy that I let my channel decline a bit. But see, making shorts and live streams, that's a good way to get things. See ya. But essentially, this is the Han Solo that comes in the set, right? Now, the Han Solo, you can immediately tell he's in his Return of the Jedi outfit. Technically, the more accurate one would be that. That Han Solo there with the blue vest is more accurate to Empire Strikes Back. He came out in 2010. The set's from 2003. But the reason the Han Solo can be... By the way, we're in June 2025 at this point. The Han Solo is cheap, right? Because he was also in this set here, right? Here it's 7:43 p.m. So this Han Solo came in this set here from the year 2000. And because he was in this set and that set, he's the easier figure to get. And that's the story of how I got Cloud City. No, I don't have the box. No, I don't have the instructions. But it's one of those sets I'm happy I own. So what I find crazy, I went from not owning any of the Cloud Cities to owning both. For a brief time last year, I did own the other one. Yeah, man, get some rest. And unless you're like me and you do night shifts sometimes, and you're staying awake all night to sleep all day. Getting a drink again. Alpha, where are you? I gotta ask. That is 3:44 p.m. Yeah, me and KSO are on the same time. Because you're from the UK as well, I'm assuming. Unless there's other countries that are in the same time zone as the UK. Yeah. So that's the story on how I got Cloud City. It was luck. If I never bought the Boba Fett, I still would have got your Oxford. Right, I'm not going to say where, but I'm Edinburgh. I refuse to ever give out my anything any more than that. Oh, you're the US. I'm Edinburgh, Scotland, but no, the Cloud City's a cool set. I get a lot of comments. That, you know, when I make a short, right? Oh, you're near the Philippines. All right. Oh, Philadelphia. Why the hell did I read that? I'm very dyslexic, if no one's noticed the way I read. That's something. Cloud City, I would have went and bought the look and the layer probably, but I never would have bought the full set. See, out of all of the stuff here, do you want the two comments, right, that I get the most about my collection? Here they are. So, question number one, how much did this cost? I don't know what it's all currently worth, right? Maybe that's something we can do in a live stream, right? We can get out the calculator. For some reason, my alarm went off on my phone there. We can get out the calculator, the laptop, eBay, and just try and value all the sets. We're not going to do all my loose clone troopers. That's insane. But I'll eventually be able to answer that. Second question is that Cloud City? It's not people asking, how do you have it? I do sometimes get on. But people asking, is it? Yes, this is 10123 Cloud City from 03, right? And the third question I get is that a mock or a custom build? No. Because everyone always brings up the fact that the official Lego set for this, no, that's the best answer. The question I always get of why people think this is a mock is everyone says the UCS Falcon's cockpit is not made out of bricks, it's a mold. That's true. But more people, when they think the UCS Falcon, will always think 2017. And in 2017's remake, it was a special piece. But in 2007, this is set 10179, there was no special piece. It was made out of bricks. Because, you know, that's how they done it in 2007. It's weird. More people know the newer set than this set. It's like I get a lot of other questions that are kind of similar to that. But I'm thinking about making a video or a short where I just have this one pinned permanently. It's like, if you have a question that's kind of like this, here you go. People don't ask me questions about the other stuff you think they would. No one ever turns around and says to me, so is that an official Star Killer? So like people know that's not real. It's a nice custom of Star Killer. No one ever asks about the Count Dooku gunship art. Basically, that's what you would have got in 2008 with the original set. Over here is a custom sticker job that I found through a Lego group online and just thought, hey, I want Count Dooku on both sides of a gunship. I do have more custom stickers of some crazier stuff on them. I will eventually, if I can lay my hands on them right now, which I believe I can, I'll show you them. You guys want to see some custom gunship stickers? But basically, I will buy a third gunship eventually, maybe this year. But essentially, I've got all these custom nose stickers, right? So I got these ones here that are meant to be Ahsoka. Essentially, the idea is that panel can be pulled off. That's why I bought a second gunship last year. But we've got these Ahsoka ones, which I could use for an Ahsoka Legion gunship. I'll put those there. I've got... Some of these stickers are weird, by the way. I did a vote on TikTok where people could pick what one. They all went for Dooku. Got this one here. So there's that. We got... And this is the one that I thought would win the TikTok vote, and surprisingly didn't. See, I would have thought these would have won. Because, you know, you can get a picture of that, how cool that would look. See, I love that, and it's something they have never brought back. The dropship from 2009 did it as well. I mean, that's one of those lost Lego Star Wars things that were pretty damn cool. We've got these ones of Padme, which I'm also shocked did not win. The Padme is more akin to the World War II bomber nose art that the Americans and British did. The other factions in World War II probably did them as well. We've also got this one here. If you bought this set back in 08, you had the choice between this one here. I don't have the sheet handy, but the other one you would have got the choice of is a Lucky Leku. Kind of similar to what these are. And if I wanted to have the gunship be a Plo Koon's Wolfpack gunship, what do you mean? And of course, we've got these ones. What do you mean I tried to press your name? I don't understand. I mean, I was spamming the screen to touch that person's name who was... I wasn't meaning your name. I meant tap the person's name who insulted you. That's what I meant. We kept trying to spam touch the person's name, but it wouldn't allow us to go into the menu because you had already timed them out. We couldn't access their profile to report them, is what that meant. I think that was the confusion. I'm curious, does anybody subscribe during the stream? I'm keeping track on that to get that 4,000. See, I think that's a cool idea. Right, I'll get my laptop out. So let me rephrase this. KSO thinks I look like Andy Carroll. I don't know who that is, but we're going to find out. I'm sorry, man. I don't sing. We're Scottish. We need to be drunk to be singing. And I don't do streams drunk. Hey, how's it doing? Right, we're going to go on and we'll look up Andy Carroll. This is your last chance, KSO. Am I going to like what I find? Well, see, there you go, right? LSW Studios is an example of what I was on about. There's people who literally, when they come home after they're done school or college or whatever, and the first thing they do is turn on my channel. Like, this channel has become a thing a lot of people find relaxing and helps with them, and I hate when people come in here and say really messed up things. Do you know what comment I'd have thought I'd got more of? Why are you a grown man who has Lego? The only comment I've ever gotten this close is, why are you a 30-year-old man with Lego? No, I'm 23. Right, let's get Google up. Take me a moment, but we're going to have a look. By the way, this live stream's done really well. 15 likes. Thank you. Right, Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll, English footballer. I have adult money, which I buy childish things. Right. Oh, God, KSI's in photos of him. I'm already not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not a fan of KSI. This is who he was talking about. It's the whole culture thing with KSI. I just can't be bothered with that kind of culture. It's like the whole rap music and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the hair, yes. I don't have that kind of facial hair. I cannot grow a complete beard. At least I've never left it long enough to see if I can, right? I've recently trimmed my facial hair. But essentially, I've not tried to grow a full beard for about 2 years, but essentially, it was all patchy going up and down here and bits of these bits. But I've never thought about that because I've never really. I've ever only done one giveaway, right? And it was through TikTok. And it was a micro fighter. If I was to do giveaway, I don't know. I don't really plan on it. People have commented saying I should do a giveaway with Cloud City if I ever get to 100,000 subscribers, and that's not going to happen. It's like the one set I would never give up, but I see what you mean with Andy Carroll comparison. Now look, I got nothing. Like, honest, John, it is as well, okay, so I know you've had your health reasons, but because you've not asked me to do it, I completely forgot. But no, like, that's not an insulting thing to call me. That's fair. I've probably got, my hair's a bit longer than his, but yeah, the facial, like, I wish I could have a beard like that. And hey, I wish I had that guy's job. Football, the amount of money, I've never been a big fan of football or into football that much, but the money that these people get paid, I am aware of. I mean, what 5 would I keep? The 5 I would keep are the Superstar Destroyer, the UCS Falcon, Cloud City, the Republic Dropship, and I would also keep the UCS B-Wing. Essentially, I'd just keep the most expensive ones. What's the poll for? Obviously, I would appreciate that being run by me. I do not have the option to make polls in this stream for some reason either. I don't know why. Let me check. Yeah, I'm not able to make a poll either for some silly reason. Right. You're now a managing moderator for the channel. You've got a few. I'm not leaving you on it for long. It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust anyone who's not me with that much power. I've had this channel for well over a decade. It's one of those things. So I need to ask what you're going to do with this poll. I am putting a lot of trust in you with this. What do you mean find a vid? I want you to run it by me first. It's not letting me do it either. One second, I think I can get it. Okay, how do I deal with dust? That's a fun question. So there's been two set. Normally I can keep on top of it, but I buy most of this used. And annoyingly with that, it depends on how well it's been looked after before I've had it. So for example, right? I bought Cloud City. It was, oh, there we go. It was quite dusty. I actually, this and a set that's, where the hell is it? Another set of my collection that I can't quite lay my hands on right now. It's back there somewhere. You can barely see it. This and the Twilight, I took apart and after a while and had to soak the pieces in water, let them dry out over a couple of days to look nice. But makeup brushes, right? Makeup brushes are the best way to go for dusting Lego. At least that's my opinion on it. Just the makeup brushes. But those are the only two that have been that. There's one set I do need to take apart that is absolutely awful because of the dust. The right here, you can probably see the dust. The 2012 Malevolent. I need to get that one sorted. But honestly, it's good. You get those makeup brushes for like 50 pence, something like that. Good to go. I bought a whole bunch of them for like £5. Like big chunk, like size bag of them. Look on community. Alright, okay, I'll go look on the community tab. I did not know I could go on this. This is cool. This is all things you guys are saying, including me. Corn Orange Studio, I see that you've posted something. Weird, because I can see it there. I don't see anything that you've done. You're not coming up here, man. Maybe because I didn't approve it, it didn't pop up on the main page. One sec, I'll do the settings. Someone said about you. Nothing's coming up, man. Got all the Instagram on there. Tell you what, KSO, if you go on my most recent post, right? I took it down. Look, this goes out to anyone. See if you continuously give him grief. Look, there's gonna have to be something done. No, okay, so if you go on my most recent post, which was like an hour ago. Yeah, so if you go on my post and ask me there, so I'll remember, just comment, what is the Instagram? We can go there. There is an Instagram for this channel. I've barely been using it. Like, I happened to be away in Newcastle the other day, so I was in a forbidden planet where, by the way, I'm not much of a reader because I'm dyslexic, but I ended up picking this up. I've been reading this. Some Star Wars Legends books. That's been fun. I was in this store called Forbidden Planet. And they had this wall of really cool Star Wars action figures that were meant to look retro, so I took a picture and threw it up. I was at the start of the year committedly posting on Instagram daily, and it fell off. I'm not happy about it. Like, to me, that is a bit of an unfortunate one. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Watch someone call that an offensive. I impersonated Newt Gunray, and I'll do it again, and no one can stop me. There is an imposter. And no, I don't mean that as whatever that's meant to be a reference to. Honestly, I'm going to watch that part of the stream back just to hear my little Newt Gunray impression. I want to see how good that was. Do you know, when people think of the Phantom Menace, it's probably the mall fight and the pod racers that stand out most in that movie. Like, Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett, any scene with Jango Fett and the opening speeder chase would be the... Out of the prequels, right? I think Revenge of the Sith is the one that's most fondly remembered out of the three. But I mean, again, like, Revenge of the Sith has, like, just... Even if you're not focusing on the story, the visual aspect of that movie is brilliant. But, you know, that's just an hour in. We can stream for a while. See, normally I have to be up at 6 a.m. on the dot for work, sometimes 5. But they've said to me, hey, do not come in for a good few hours. You can come in a few hours later. So that means you guys get a few extra hours of streaming. And before you ask, this is a tripod we filmed the YouTube channel videos on. But essentially, I'm thinking we just continue the stream the way it's going. He's put it up again. But what is this guy doing? Sorry, I need to check this, man. After what's been said tonight, I kind of need to be vigilant on this. That... Why? Do you know I did not know that other people, right, could report on this? Guys, if you're going to report it on the bottom one. I'm not going to say the words out loud because I don't want my YouTube channel getting flagged. But the one above my finger, right before that button, is the one you want to report. Because that's disgusting. And do you know the worst part? I have to type in details. Okay. In... What the... I've made a... Joe, that should put me onto something, KSO, because I did not know that you guys could post in my community tab. See, when I'm on my phone and I scroll through it, I didn't know you guys could post in there. But look, if anybody wants to post something in my community tab, be it a picture of your collection or anything like that, or anything you think I should see, feel free to post in the community tab by all means. That's fine. Just, I know that no one else is going to do that apart from just very, very sick-minded people. Honestly, I'm disgusted. One second, let's fix the drawers in here are a little bit temperamental and do need fixing. I am going to continue to sort things, by the way. But hey, look, if you guys want to... There you go. Like, see if anybody wants to talk. Like, hey, look, hey, if people feel affected by what was said in the stream, you're more than welcome to chat with me in the community tab about it. If you want to raise an issue with me, you can do so in the community tab. I had no idea I could interact with people there. You know, well, how little I know about the app, it surprises people how long I've been on here. 20 likes. That's brilliant. I'll have a look in a second, Kay. So I need to get rid of this wood. Some furniture has broken out the other day. You put it up. Sorry, guys, I was away. I had to sort the dog out there. No, people are getting worse. Like, here's the thing. I'm someone who has a dark sense of humour. Right? In the right group of friends, my jokes would be, the things we say would be considered horrendous. But it's a place and time I would never do it to strangers, or what these people are doing here is disgusting. People, Right. Now, let me see. I've get the laptop and we'll have a little look at what's been said. Is that your collection, KSO? Man, that's pretty damn cool. So let me see if I can identify what's there, right? So we've got a steam train. You've got the Speed Champion Mercedes G-Wagon and that convertible. You've got... I've also got this one, but granted mine is smashed. That's the Chevrolet Camaro NASCAR. Or you've got the Ford, you've got an F1. You've got the Disney stuff. I do like some of these sets. See if anyone else. I'm going to give that... it doesn't let me pin it. I can't pin it, unfortunately. I don't have the option to do that, but I am going to like it. So I've had to remove, by the way, that nasty post again. But see, I do have a life outside of this. I'm not always active on it. But see if anyone who isn't a moderator or whatever sees a nasty thing being put up and I don't get a thing. See, so that I can get the notification if I'm busy. At me in it, and I can get rid of it immediately, because the hate speech that's just wrong. And on so many levels as well. Right, that's crazy. But I'm enjoying the stream. Despite that, what's happened, I'm enjoying it. But look, if anyone wants to post things in the community tab, which I had, again, no idea you could do, anyone could feel free to do so. Honestly, I mostly use it just to update you guys on progress. But if people like, what KSO's done, oh, I hate straws, man. There we go. I may or may not have commented some stuff on the Rook comment. I didn't see any responses to it. Unless it's just happened again. I'll refresh my laptop. I'm actually scrolling through everything now. I'm going through the entirety of the community tab to make sure there's nothing there. So for the most part, like 90% of the posts, or 99% of the posts, is just me. Alright, someone called Miz commented, why aren't you on? Alright. 3 weeks ago. So turns out No, you're right. No one should be bullied. But yeah, see if you guys want to ask me questions without using comments on a video, feel free to use the community tab. No, hey, look, I'm not opposed to you commenting things on the shorts because you have to click on the short again and I get views for it. There we go. Yeah, but I'll be going out in a moment. I will be back in a second. Hold on, just a couple of seconds. I'm going to throw some stuff out. But look, I want to thank everyone who supported KSO with this live stream. Like, granted, I suspect those two accounts are linked, but they're not the first time those people have commented. And the thing they gave them hate for last time was really disgusting. So everyone else being against that is appreciated. Like, very well done. I also think the little, like, community we've got going on here is doing brilliantly that way as well. Like, everyone defending each other is the way you want it to be. I don't think anyone will disagree with me on that. By the way, big appreciation. I think 20 likes is like up there with the most I've ever gotten. But also thanks everyone who subscribed during the stream because... Oh, I forgot the stopper on this no longer exists. Ah, crap. Oh well, I guess that's how those work now. But I'd imagine this one also did really well in the view department. That is something. This channel's done well over the years, yeah? Like, it's had videos that have gotten over 10,000 views quite a few times, but this is good. So tell you, this is better than the defense people would get on TikTok. That TikTok commenters, right? They couldn't comment like swearing and stuff directly or hate speech. TikTok's so good at stopping it. But people had come up with their own creative acronyms and stuff for calling people stuff, and it's nuts. It really is, honestly. Right, that's these custom stickers. I'll tell you something. See, once I buy that next gunship, we can vote on these in the community tab. That'd be interesting. Do you know what it is? I've had something, I checked my analytics. Apparently, I've had over 50,000 comments or something like that, right? Over the years. Most of the comments that I would get, right, are inquisitive ones. You know, how much was this? How the hell do you have that? What was your first Lego set? It's almost like question-like comments. Or at one point, most of my comments were people just asking for certain stuff to be reviewed. Some of which I've still not gotten around to doing. Do you know what I find funny? And this has been my response to this for the last couple of years, right? So I was 12 when I started YouTube, so no one questioned it back then, right? I'm 23 now. And something that's said is, get a life. Why the hell are you doing with Legos? Do you know there's some people, and I like to respond to them, right? My response I like to add to that is, well, there's people who have managed to build successful careers and livelihoods and buy homes and all sorts of stuff just by making Lego videos online. You wouldn't feel that way about what I'm doing if you were doing it successfully. The way I see it, any and all YouTube channels, think about it, right? Say 100 YouTube channels are created, right? Just within an hour. It's probably a higher number than that, right? Any one of those channels has the potential to become one of the most successful ones on YouTube. So people can judge all they want. For all we know, right? This channel was stuck at 2,000 subs for over a year and a half. It was fluctuating around that number, right? Give or take 10 or 20 here and there. It took me 8 years to get to the first 1,000, and the channel was 9 years old when we hit 2,000, right? And granted, we've had over 1,000 subscribers, right? We've had over 1,300 subscribers so far this year. For all we know, this time next year, this could be up there's one of the top YouTube channels in the Lego community. You never know. It's my way of looking at it. I'm aware of your presence. Like, see, for me, this YouTube channel has always had I like to have a goal, right? So when I started this YouTube channel back in 2015, right? No, you're welcome. See, for me, it's always about having a goal, an achievable goal with this, right? So think about it this way. I'll see you later, man. Thanks for joining. So this is one way that you can look at it, right? Or I've looked at it. I like to have a goal in place. You get people who start YouTube channels, right? With the goal of, I want to have 1 million subscribers within a month, right? For the most people, that's unachievable, or that might not be a realistic goal to set. But I've always looked at it creatively, right? So when I started this YouTube channel in June of 2015, do you know what's crazy? In my head, 2015 still feels like a while away, even though it was a while ago. Wow. So the realistic goal thing, I wanted to have 50 subscribers, right? By, if I remember correctly, I wanted to have 50 subscribers after a year, right? It took me, I don't remember how quickly. I work in a warehouse as a forklift driver, and I'm a student. So there you go. This is not funded by this account, but anyway, I don't remember when I hit 50, but it took me till June of 2017 to get 100 subscribers. And you know what? 14-year-old me in 2017 was so content with that back then I would have been okay if I'd never went higher than that, because to me 100 subscribers was a goal that I wanted and I achieved it. I think in 2020 I hit 500 subscribers, and you know, that was a goal I'm still surprised that I hit. And another way of looking at it, right, with the subscribers is, the more, if you have a small goal and you're able to get to it, you can slowly extend the goal. And for me, it's, if you had asked me back in 2015, at the age of 12, just starting high school, making a YouTube channel, the idea of having 10,000 subscribers is nuts, right? Look, off camera, I have other interests, right? I do other things, but you know, fair enough. They're not things I would put on camera, you know, in my personal life. But you know, here's the thing. Yes, there is people who have made doing this their full-time job. M&R Productions, Solid Brick Studios, probably to name two of the bigger ones in the Lego Star Wars community. There you go. But it's all about having an achievable goal with this. Yes, some people might have the goal of a million subscribers, making this your life's work. That would be cool. Look, if one day it came to the point where I was doing so well off this that I could make it into a job, that would be insane. Do you imagine? And like I said, back in 2015, the idea of hitting 10,000 subscribers, because I had a friend in high school, right? Now, this YouTube channel, from what I recently searched it up, it's not a friend that I talk to anymore, but I was curious enough to search up the channel to see if it still existed. It doesn't. Or it's changed the name of it. For the most part, it's videos like Black Ops 3 videos, right? Because back then, around that time, we both got PlayStation 4s, so the share factory and the fact that you could hit a button on the controller and it would record everything you were doing was revolutionary, because we weren't going around paying for editing software or anything. So he had this goal of, he wanted 10,000 subscribers, right? And back in 2015, 16, I thought that was unachievable. But here I am, right? All these years later, still doing it. And I was thinking about this, right? I used to think that was a far-fetched goal. Do you know, 10,000 granted, right? That's like another 6,700 subscribers away. So maybe that is still a bit insane. But I'm potentially staring down, by the end of the year, 5,000 subscribers. So anything can become achievable, even if it's over a longer period of time. That's another way of looking at it. Hey, how's it going? I'll be right back. You alright? I bought your cheese and I bought your crackers.
Did you get milk?
I was sitting.
Put that mint in the fridge. If I was put it.
Oh, that means you.
you get yourself something?
Wait. All right, I'm back. So, yeah, like to conclude the speech I was given. Yes, people will make fun of you for doing YouTube, but as long as you've got a goal in mind and something that's achievable, they can make fun all they want. I'd like to see other people get several thousand subscribers on YouTube. No, they're not custom. I'll show them to you. So, these gunships are the same set from 2008. These are set 7676 Republic Attack gunship. What makes them different is this one has the original sticker from 2008, the crumble on either side. This one has a custom sticker. So the sticker in question for this represents it's just Count Dooku taking a clone trooper thing up the rear end. Oh no, these are not that expensive sets. The battle packs, I think I paid 30 to have both of these sealed. Right? The land speeder was about 40 sealed. This was like 120 to have sealed. But if you try to find this set used in good condition, they're not staying sealed. These are all things I've bought as part of live stream content, but I've just not had the chance to fully utilize them for the streams yet. No, I have two of them. So I've got 2006 and 2012. So that means I'm missing 1999, 2004. I'm missing all the Resistance ones. I'm missing the Smart Play one. Well, I hell buy Smart. Look, if you guys really want to watch me get angry at a smart brick set, I will get a hold of one and then just sell it afterwards. No, I'm missing probably like 6 X-Wings. I'm not really buying them all to have, but this set and this set, I've got nostalgia to them. 2012 still feels very recent to me, despite how long ago that really was. Most of my Lego collection is just pieces due to nostalgia. But look, if people want me to muck around with smart bricks, it'll be an interesting video. Two different engines. Oh, no, I think what you're meaning is every X-Wing, or at least the old ones, this is not a thing now because Lego are cheap. See, here's the thing, right? Lego are aware of this YouTube channel's existence because I have had an email. The visual dictionary. Oh, right. It's the tile piece can be changed, but they don't count as two different sets. All the old school X-Wings, 1999, 2004, and 2006, all had changeable tiles that went around the fuselage and the wings, where you could change it depending on... The set had two different set numbers because it got re-released. They brought the same set back 2 more times. The original X-Wing got brought from 99, got re-released under 2 more set numbers in 2002 and 2004 for some reason. It's the only set, I think it's one of the only Star Wars set to be released so many times. The other one is called Y-Wing and TIE Fighter, or TIE Advance. That got re-released twice. I do. I don't have any custom builds, but I have plenty custom minifigures to show you. So we've got these two customs here, a Kaminoan security clone and a Commander Bakara, which is still better than Lego's version. But yeah, what the set is not different. It has changeable tiles. In other words, this X-Wing, you can change the markings on the wings to change which pilot's doing it. And you can change, I can't really get it out here, but you can change the tile on top to either be there or not be there, depending on which pilot it is. The reason the set had different set numbers is because they re-released it with a new set number. A TIE Defender, that would be... I'm surprised that never came back because of Rebels. So, a lot of the figures you see on here, you're asking about customs. I'm sorry about my shadow. I cannot turn the torch on. Can I? No. But a lot of these figures, like the Kaminoans, the Force Ghosts, Forlorn, a lot of these. A lot of these are custom, but to look like the complete Saga game. I do apologize that I'm having to do this, but I cannot turn a torch on. So there's a guy on Instagram who makes a lot of the customs you see here. Now, a lot of these are real. Like, for example, these 4 are real. These 4 are real. Like, a lot of these are real figures. But a lot of the ones that are game renders are made by people on Instagram. So the Force Ghosts, those are made by Brick Rebellion on Instagram. The Aayla Secura, Boss Nass, the Padme, and the Panaka are made by a guy called Boskman Customs. The TIE Crawler is underrated. But yeah, as what I was saying, the set has different set numbers because Lego released it 2 more times before making and that's the grey one from 99. Back then, a lot of sets, you could change the titles. Yes, that is a custom one. See, on that stand, I do have changed my profile picture. I'll consider it. I'll have a look in a moment. I have the real Gold Chrome 3PO from 07 up there. So I had to find someone who made a Gold Chrome TC to match, which does exist because that one up there is a custom to look like the game. I'm going to turn on the light before we go any further. Back in the back of the case, there's the real one from 2012. Right, let's see what KSO has put in the community tab. Right, get up here on the laptop. One second, guys, till I look. What's in it for me? Is it buildable Generso? Do you know that's not too bad, KSO. It's Scottish Captain Rex. You have 1 million likes. I have something like 3.2 million or some crap like that. KSO, I will see what I can do about that. I'm liking this. We're all posting in the community tab. That is pretty cool. But This has been a fun stream. I've really enjoyed this. We'll continue on for a little bit longer. If we really get into the groove of it, like we continue to be the way that we are, I don't see why this stream can't last longer. Listen, I'm just trying to readjust some underneath storage that seems to have gotten loose. I have all 3 official Clone Wars Rexes. Sorry, you may have seen my torso there. Why did I call it a torso? That makes it sound like a murder investigation. Damn it! Well, I like it, KSO. Where'd I put my smoothie? See? The addictive drinking of these is insane. Thank you. No, unfortunately not, but there's a story behind it. So, when I got the job that I'm currently in, right, I got a very big pay. I got a bonus around March 2022. And one of my dream sets as a kid was to own the 2008 Death Star. That's 10188. So I went out and bought a used one. And it took me probably 2 weeks on and off with, maybe a week and a half on and off with college work to build the thing. I wasn't doing live streams at the time, but if you go back on the channel, you'll find me, and I think I titled it my biggest set unboxing ever, because it was. Granted, since then I've bought so many other sets that would eclipse it. But I went and bought the set. And I held on to it for 2 years and then sold it. Because when I knew I was moving into a smaller place, I kind of didn't want to deal with the hassle. See, I know what you mean. I don't own the Death Star. I sold it in 2024 because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of trying to move it. Because I did not own quite a few of these sets when I did that move. I would not want to imagine moving things like the Sandcrawler, the Falcon, the Super Star Destroyer. That sounds painful, but I do regret selling it. And this year, I'm on the hunt for one of 2 sets. Right? Oh, hey. I'm wanting either the UCS Death Star from 2005, so that's 10143, the Death Star 2 with the big laser, or to get 10188 a second time. I don't know which one I'm going to end up with. It's one of those things, but whatever one I can get, if I can get the 2005 one for a good price, I want that one. Because, yes, the new Death Star is okay. But it's between the Executor and the UCS Falcon that you see there. It's most likely between those. Well, I'm just plugging in my wireless earphones to charge for tomorrow. I don't know. See, I feel that the new UCS sets don't quite become classics the way the old ones done. And this set has a cult following behind it because it was the first and because it did things that other sets didn't do at the time. I don't know if I'll buy the new one. I don't. Like, I'll be honest, I think the coolest thing this set did was give us the Bounty Hunters and Admiral Piet. Because in 2011, that was kind of a big deal. How many of you guys were around collecting Lego back then? I'm just curious. 2011. I do, yes. I never bought anything to customize it, but I don't really customize my stuff. I've been into Lego since around 2008. The word OG probably fits. Microfighter, I don't own the Venator, but I do, however, own Admiral Yularen from said Venator. 2011, right? I was into Star Wars. I did have some sets. Back, that was my era of I would have whatever set. I would go from different themes. And yeah, I do have a Cloud City Boba. I got the whole damn set right there. Back 2011 was better, not just for Lego Star Wars, but just in general for Lego. I think 2011 was the last great year for non-Star Wars sets. Because obviously 2011, you had all the Clone Wars was in its peak. It was one of the last years with loads and loads of Clone Wars. 2011 Falcon, I have it down there. Brilliant set. But 2011 had other stuff in it that made it cool, right? Let me show you why I like 2011 so much. Pirates of the Caribbean, granted this is the only set I have, and it was the smallest one on the wave. Pirates of the Caribbean started in 2011, right? So that's one of the main reasons. Lego Alien Conquest. I did own it, but sold it. Alien Conquest started in 2011. Pharaoh's Quest started in 2011. Those is why I like 2011 so much, because the last year Ninjago started that year as well. So I did own it. I had it from June and I sold it back in September or October. Those sets, I do try to keep clean. I just don't touch that display often enough. See, I do want to. There's this video I wanted to do for a while. A few people have done it, granted, but I want to do my take. The full Pharaoh's Quest Lego lineup in one video. I don't know who that is, but I don't buy that much. I've toned it down. The last 6 months, I've started to buy a little bit less, but that's just to fund other things in life. But essentially, most of my Lego purchases are based on nostalgia. No, I do not. I do not have the new MTT. The only sets that I bought from the summer wave last year, I bought the V19 Torrent and Jango Fett Slave 1. That's the only ones I bought. I don't think I bought. I'm looking around the shelf now. I'm second guessing myself. I don't see anything else that I from that wave. No. Yeah. Back in 2023 and 2024, did some videos on here, and it's either the Executor or the Falcon. back then I did these videos. It was like £150 worth, like bulk hauls. Yes, it is a rip-off. Do you know what's... This makes me sound old. I'm going to take it out the cabinet just because I like to use these. I've been using these as props, basically. And I've broke something. 1 second. Right while I'm monologuing. That'll teach me. The thing I broke's like 2 pieces to put back on. Give me a sec. It's that gate for the Monster Fighters mansion. There's a Lego theme that we should talk about. Who knows Monster Fighters? Monster Fighters is basically Lego Scooby-Doo before Lego Scooby-Doo existed. See, which is me. I agree that that is a rip-off. I think it's a rip-off, but it's even more a rip-off for people like me who are OGs in the Lego community. Because I remember when battle packs were £9.99. Here's 2 examples of when battle packs were only 10 quid. You got the Hoth Rebel Battle. These are still, by the way. The Hoth Rebel Battle Pack from 2010 and the Snowtrooper Battle Pack from 2010. There we go. You're the first person in my comments, right? I don't mind custom helmets. I think custom helmets are cool. I like indoor, even if I don't like it directly, I like and support the idea of endorsing the custom community. I'm all for that. Finally, someone who understands it. Oh, so this is the biggest set that they released under Monster Fighters. This is the Haunted Mansion. Monster Fighters, right, in terms of Lego themes, is one of the coolest Lego themes. I think it only got 2 waves back in 2012, but Clone Army Customs is cool. They're really OG in the custom Lego community. The way modern Lego Clone Troopers look, I can't say I blame you. I do. It's in storage, but I do have the book. And there's the original character encyclopedia from 2011. I was 6. Yeah, I had it back in the day. The figure, he is... Where is he? He's not on the shelf, but he is a figure that I do have in that box over there. The Celebration Luke Skywalker is a cool minifigure. See, I miss when they would only put those kind of things in books. Because you had to buy the 09 Visual Dictionary to get Luke. You had to buy the 2011 Character Encyclopedia to get Han. And if you wanted the Leia, you had to buy the 2012 Y-Wing. Alright, me and you agree on that. These types of Phase 2 clones is really where it's at. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And if you all get cool about clones, 2012 ARC Trooper. Did you? Alright, we'll have a look. I'd guess around 120. Rough guess. Yeah, I'll show everybody, isn't it? You threw Iron Brew as a lightsaber. I bought them in bulk off an eBay seller. It's basically, he's put Iron Brew as Rex's blasters. See, I do want to get more of those. I only have one. But my kind of thing with the clones, and on TikTok, I got so much crap for this. Of people. But I own two of these guys. Got one here that I keep next to the 2005 turbo tank. He just chills with Mace Windu. And I've also got the one here in the case. Example. I got one as part of a bulk lot. Sorry, I'm a bit gassy there. I got one as part of a bulk lot. The other one I got when I bought the 05 turbo. That turbo tank, I didn't spend a lot of money on. Because before the new turbo tank came out last year that falls apart when you pick it up, that one you could get for a little bit less. But unfortunately, I appreciate that. But my address is something I refuse to give out, full stop. I bought it in early 2024. So I bought that about a year and a half before the new one came out. Yeah, I hope Lego ups their game. Unfortunately, they ain't showing enough promise there. How much? I paid $230 for the whole set. But that's what that set was worth around that time. But you could buy the 2010 one for $150 back then. All figs, yes. Because I've got 2005 and 2010 up there. Back then, you could buy them for, let's see, I was $230 for the 2005 tank. I was $150 in 2023 for the 2010 turbo tank. Thanks, man. Yes, light up Mace Windu does work, but it's not obvious on camera. Windu works, yes. But I did not get a light up Windu with mine. I'll show you what I mean. So the 2005 turbo tank was released again in 06, but with a regular Windu to remove the light up one. And so when I bought my turbo tank, I got this one actually. Weirdly enough, this figure is harder to find than the light up one. Yeah, they added a normal clone to substitute. You're not getting a light up Windu. So I already had the light up Windu. I got him back in like 2022. But when I bought the turbo tank, I got a regular Mace Windu. But remember, before the bad turbo tank came out, you could get them recently cheap. I appreciate the thought, but I just don't feel comfortable with my address or even the given what I've got behind me. I've had people joke about wanting to steal it. The problem is, I think if my address was publicly known, that threat might become slightly real. So it's not that I don't trust no one. I just don't want that written down anywhere or available anywhere. It's a privacy thing. I'll see you later, man. Oh yes, apple and raspberry. I don't want to text it or send it anywhere, man. I just would not feel comfortable. Yeah, basically. I'm not saying someone would, but Hey, I just would rather not type it down. Like, see if this channel ballooned and got to like 10k subscribers. I would consider the idea of a PO box, right? Which means you don't have my address, but there's a place you can send things to. But at the moment, I don't plan on setting up a PO box. But maybe as a future idea, it could be a thing that gets looked into. I don't quite know yet. How's that for a like I said, potentially a future idea, but just excuse me, but just not something that's on the cards at the moment. Because I've only recently, in the last 3 months, started to actually go somewhere with my channel, so I'd rather we go a bit further before we look into those kind of ideas. I'm just organising some stuff on here on the floor quickly. I have Xbox, man. It's not that I don't trust people, it's giving out my home address, let alone even just mentioning the area would make me extremely uncomfortable. If I had a PO box, essentially I just tell you the PO box number. That's kind of genuinely how that would work. But no, I'm not. See, I am Edinburgh, Scotland, but I refuse to say further than that. Look, if the channel ever becomes even more successful than it already is, like really high up, like it's not that I don't trust KSO. I just don't trust the idea of my address. Or like, here's the thing: my address is publicly known. Like this building, right? That's different. But it's not linked with me. The minute an address is linked with me with... Oh, that was not smart. With all of this, suddenly that becomes a risk. In the future, I am open to the idea of a PO box. If you don't know what that is, it's a post box in a location away from where I am, where I can pick it up. You don't know where I am. You just know where the box is. It gave me one too. So they planes, right, are really surprised for the type of connection that I used. They are they're on there solid. That's an Indiana Jones plane from 2008. That's the 2011 Pharaoh's Quest plane. It does need a clean, to be fair. Trust me, we're not going to get robbed. It's, again, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't feel comfortable with my address, the address that's associated with me being publicly known by my viewers. Right, I appreciate my viewers, and I'm thankful for what they do for me, but that's just something I would never be okay doing. Like, for me, that is a big, big no-no. But look, man, it's always an appreciated thought. Hey, that would be insane if people did that. No one has to, but that would be insane if that happened. But hopefully, look, something like that doesn't actually happen and we're fine. I'm not going to say my address, but perhaps in the future, a PO box is an idea. But no, I will never give an associated address. the closest anyone has ever been to that is someone bumped into me at a convention. I don't know, man. Depends. You might never know where the channel is if it gets to that point. Which the current way that it's going, I think it will eventually. I think it is a very, very real possibility. Someone bumped into me at a convention and I was recognized. So I think it was the Ingolston Center Comic-Con 2024. Someone did spot me and did talk to me. So I was at that stall, right? And I was buying Lego. If I remember correctly, I was buying the Colmore's Y-Wing that I've got here, right? That's a long distance to travel. I don't know, man. Perhaps. If I had a big budget. But I was buying the Colmore's Y-Wing, right? And basically, what happened was the person at the Lego stall who was selling the Lego, they had like the Scooby-Doo Lighthouse, a whole bunch of other cool sets, was looking at me funny, and I was like a little bit concerned at first, right? I've not seen the Spider-Man movies in probably about 12 years. But if I was to get into it, I probably would buy sets. Anyway, so the person at the stall recognized me from YouTube. That's one of the very few times I've been recognized. To be fair though, I also had someone who watches the Lego TikTok. Someone who, by the way, go check him out. Coleman Bricks is the name of the channel. Oh, sorry, TikTok account. Coleman Bricks. That is a custom horn company cloned by Fig Fab Labs. This viewer called Coleman Bricks, he has been a guest on live streams. In fact, he was a guest on the very first episode of Live with Rex. And I was at the Lego store with my friend one time because we were going to go up to the cinema in another place. And he recognized me and sent a DM on Instagram going, I'm 100% sure that I saw you in the Lego store. And, you know, he was correct. So I've been recognized twice, which I think is kind of cool. Yeah, I've got ADHD and autism. Now, we can continue the sorting as we talk. What time are we on them? How much has my phone got battery-wise? So what's weird about ADHD, and I don't know if this applies to everyone, but me and a couple of friends that have the condition have noticed this. See, when you become an adult, right? And as an adult, you're always busy, you're tired and stuff like that. Like, you know, as a kid, you've got so much energy and going to bed is just not fun. But being an adult, going to bed is a way of having fun because you can get to sleep when you are so tired. Well, I've noticed as I've gotten older, right, I'm 23, I am so tired from day-to-day life, the ADHD does not have an ability to make me hyper anymore because I do not have the physical energy for it to work. So, well enough, I vouch for the idea that you can basically grow out of it. As insane as that might make me sound. I wonder if a professional would agree with that one. Yeah, really. Like when I got a job and I started working and, you know, college and university and stuff, I just don't have the energy for. Like, my body physically cannot do the ADHD things anymore because it's so tired. So, children, we have learned a lesson. If you don't want it to affect you, just simply work yourself to death daily. A psychiatrist would probably tell me I'm wrong there. So then I pull out my musket. It's a joke. I don't have any 16th century guns. There'll be a story in the comments going, you call that a what? You've saw me. Yeah, I don't go to Oxford, England. The furthest I've ever went to England, at least on YouTube, right? I was gonna say the furthest I've went into England in the last 10 years is probably Carlisle. I've not really went further than that. Just tying up the PlayStation 2 controller there. Tomorrow we'll try and get some PlayStation streams going. Hey there, Larry. The National Railway Museum. That's like peak autistic entertainment, man. Yeah, I'm having a great day. Joe, if it's trains and stuff you're interested in, there's a YouTuber that I sometimes put on. The YouTuber that I sometimes put on in the background. I'll get into them in a second, man. The YouTube channel I watch, I find him relaxing. I put this guy on as like sleep noise and stuff like that. A guy called Jago Hazard. He does like English train history and stuff. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm aware. If you're gonna say something hateful, just don't. Those bust sets, man. As far as I'm aware, the minifigures in those sets are not special, so that kind of takes away from it. Like, it's the same Yoda that we've had since 2013. I don't know. No, I don't find him annoying. In fact, I'd ask you not to say that. He kind of... He had a bit of a rough time today on stream, so I wouldn't be... I'd kind of ask you to stop. I think so. I mean, I know that Guy KSO has it because he's a moderator. I'm excited for the movie. I'm trying to be, right? I have not watched any Star Wars projects for a couple years, right? Whatever came out. No, I'm not entertaining the idea of this. Done. I'll be right back, guys. Biscuits. Yes. Where's your dishes? Calvin, do not start barking. Late at night. Come on then. That's... Oh, you got biscuits? Biscuits. Okay, Mishka. Where are you then? soon. I'll get you some food, okay? You go up. Right. I'm getting you some. Here. Make this. Make this. Okay. I don't think you'll like it, if I'll be honest. Right, go on and get you a bowl. For some reason you don't have one. Yes, yes, it's just coming. Yes. I'm getting excited. Yeah. Yes. Good boy. Right. Ready? Yeah. Yeah. Ready. Come on then. Calvin, go. Angel Calvin. Right, I'm back. Right, what's going on? No, you're out immediately. I timed that person out for 24 hours. Look, the last Star Wars project I watched was whatever came out before Acolyte. Star Wars Modern Day, I found to be so awful, I gave up. What was it? Was it Tales of the Sith? Was the last one I watched. I'm sorry, I've put you in a timeout. How the hell are you still able to talk? Something weird's happening. I cannot remove that person's messages. One second. Look, as long as this Star Wars movie isn't about them pushing agendas and real world political views and all the other crap that they've tried to ram down the TV series, I'm fine. Like, Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 are really good. I enjoy both. As long as they continue to be just as good, I'm happy. But I really want to get that LY, what the hell their name is, out. Because their messages still show up. They shouldn't be able to. All right. Oh yeah, the crown thing. That's for the most viewed people. KSO's got the biggest crown. Can someone comment? I think the comments are freezed. Cause it's not move. I can't get it to move up and down. No? But yeah, as long as the movie's good and is actually more focused on Star Wars rather than the creator trying to push their own views like the last couple things I've made, then I'm all for that. Like, I believe that since they've got rid of Kathleen Kennedy, things can be good. But considering how recently they got rid of her, she could have still had a hand in the movie. And, you know, among us Star Wars fans, she's kind of considered like one of the biggest culprits in ruining parts of it. So we wouldn't want any more of that. But look, unless anyone has any other questions or any other comments, we're going to be ending off very soon. So is there anything else, question-wise, set-wise, just anything else anyone wants to ask? So apparently I can remove other messages, but not this person's. That. Can someone leave a comment? Because I'm very concerned about how this is going. I don't like this. This person needs to be untimeoutable and unblockable. And after what they did earlier, I don't want them in this chat. It's not great. What time is it anyway? So, guys, that's coming up for 9:30. I'm going to get a drink when I'm away. Can someone just comment hello or whatever? Because I feel like something's going off here with these comments, and I cannot remove this person. That I really don't like. No? Hey, Larry, you still here? Well, it appears everyone's left, so I'm gonna. I can see that we're still here, but I'm having issues with getting this person out my stream. I don't want them here, especially after what they were encouraging earlier. I'm gonna go on my laptop and see if I can get this to go to work. Guys, I can see your comments on here, but my phone's not bringing them up. Yeah, my phone's not updating. It won't let me remove that one user. I can read your chats on here, which is fine, but I don't like what's going on there. That does annoy me. I'm going to stay live for a couple more minutes, but it probably won't go further than that, given that the chat feature's not working now. But, yeah. I'll consider changing it, but I'm not making any promises. Look, guys, I am going to go. I'm going to check the footage thing here. But I would like to thank everyone who joined. Thank you very much for being in the stream. Greatly appreciated. This is potentially the best stream we've ever had. I will put it on the community tab, but if anyone wants to talk to me via the community tab, I'm going to have that all set up. See you in tomorrow's stream. Yeah, my phone's not updating. It won't let me remove that one user. I can read your chats on here, which is fine, but